Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to talk about alignment today. Had players last week, a couple that were really struggling getting good aim. So this is some ideas you can play around with to help your alignment. Obviously, when you're out on the range, it's a little bit easier. We can put some sticks downs. I have one that's between myself and the ball, and then one that's out in front of me here. Sometimes I'll have players put the stick on the other side of the ball, depending on their preference. But when we're looking visually at the alignment, so a couple of things that can throw you off here. So as I go in, first is when I set up, if I'm looking, referencing the center of my chest, if it's set really open, which I see some players do, that's going to change my head position when I look back at the ball, right? So you can see how if my chest is really open, then I'm having to sort of laterally flex my neck or side bend my neck to get back to being behind the ball. If I had my head sort of sit with my chest, I'd be really far forward. So obviously that turn in the head is going to change how my eyes see the line, right? So I would say first thing, unless you're intentionally trying to hit a big fade, try to match your almost your nose to your shirt buns. If your shirt buns are here and your nose is back here, we're a little offset, and then how we see when we look down is going to look different. So first we're going to match those up. If I'm hitting a fade, I'm just have my nose still match my chest. If I want to be a little more close, sort of the same thing. And then when I'm in there, okay, the other thing is playing around with how my head is positioned. So this would be chin really up. Obviously we don't want that. Neutral would be sort of natural, letting my neck be flat here, not tipped up too much. This would be sitting down a lot. So playing around with head position, and then when you get into your natural neck position here, start to just look down the target line and see how the target looks for you. So when I'm looking here, it looks like I'm aimed slightly left based on how I feel, and then I can play around with, okay, if I stand a little bit further from the ball, how does that feel? If I stand a little closer, how does that feel? So that to me feels the best. Now I feel right at it. So I feel a little bit closer, get back into my good setup position, and then I look down that target line again, sort of tracing it back to this yellow stick, and then I go back, start again. Can I match that same setup position? So start from right here, match that same setup position where my head is in a good spot, a little closer to the ball than I was at the start. Yeah, I look down, target looks good, couple waggles, and then up and go. And that was, for me, that's a really good transition from the range out to the course, because I'm working on alignment. Obviously, checking the easy boxes first is what I always like to do. So how's the posture, how's the alignment, how's the grip, how's the strategy? And then we sort of build off of that into some more technical aspects of the game. But using that to lock in your alignment, play around with neck position, make sure your head is matching your chest. You can even go down to the pelvis, so the belt buckle matching the chest, obviously starting a little bit more this way versus this way, because when I look down visually, how my knees and feet look can affect how I'm seeing the target too. So try to match those up. Everyone's a little different. Finding the right setup for you is important. Again, I did a video before on foot flare and finding that right position, but again, when you're set in here, if my feet aren't quite matched to this stick, it's being aware, so you're doing the same thing each time. So having a little practice station, I think, is really important. Hope you enjoyed this. If you want anything specific for your game, make sure you drop a comment. Be happy to shoot a video on that. If you're looking for lessons and want some feedback, been coaching lots of players online, loving that process, be happy to help. Thanks for watching.